Our top story today from the gatewaypundit.com. Celebrities are having a very hard time dealing with Trump's epic victory. We're covering these extreme meltdowns and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Not everyone in Hollywood is taking Donald Trump's victory, and might I add, landslide victory, as well as I am. Check this out. Jimmy Kimmel actually cried on air when he confronted the reality that maybe Americans really did want Trump. Watch.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet. Let's be honest,
Let's be honest. I'm an out-of-touch celebrity. And you should listen to me because, I might have raped kids at a Diddy party, but let's not talk about that. Let's cry that there's a guy that wants to rebuild our country. Now, the Gateway Pundit reports from Brian Chai that former and future President Donald Trump's resounding 2024 election victory is a complete repudiation of far leftism and all that it entails. It's a rejection of an out-of-control LGBT agenda, a weaponized cancel culture, a crumbling economy, and perhaps the most pertinent to this piece, a rejection of the elitist Hollywood influence that has permeated culture for far too long. And Hollywood isn't taking that rejection very well. Seriously. Shortly after it started to become clear that Trump would be the 47th president of the United States, it didn't take long for some of Hollywood's most insulated and coddled stars to express disbelief that everyday Americans actually care about things like the cost of grocery bills. Actress Christina Applegate took to social media to cry. Check out her message here. Please unfollow me if you voted against female rights, against disability rights. Yeah, that. Unfollow me because what you did is unreal. Don't want followers like this. So yeah, done. Also, after today, I will be shutting down this fan account that I've had. All right. Next, please. Additionally, Kevin McHale said, Supreme Court gone for the rest of my lifetime. Ultra-conservative evangelical bigotry, xenophobia, racism is the mandate. It's like, dude, you're literally a celebrity. You're rich and you're an Asian, like as if people care. You know what the greatest threat to Asian people has been in the streets? Black crime. And that's why we don't hear about Stop Asian Hate anymore, because ultimately they found out the perpetrators were African Americans and suddenly no one wanted to care. Do you know what the majority of the anti-Semitic attacks that happen in New York are by? By Black Americans. That goes with almost all crime. Now, many of you might even be black yourself, and you know that that's true. But the fact that we keep blaming white people and Donald Trump for our woes in our country, Donald Trump isn't shooting kids in drive-bys in Chicago. You've got to wake up, people. It's getting out of hand. Natasha Cloud said, the privilege of celebrating right now is exactly what's wrong with us as people. I am truly worried about my fundamental human rights. Racism, misogyny, and the hatred of women are so deeply rooted into everything that is America. Until we fix the roots, it will never grow. You mean like rigging the elections? The View said that we don't control social media, so this is the problem. We stopped censoring, and that's the problem. These people are backwards. And it's crazy that, you're an elitist. You've been privileged with some of the greatest opportunity. You act for a living. You play with a ball for a living, right? I'm not a celebrity, but I'm blessed to do this job, right? I know that a lot of you guys, you'll swing a hammer for 12 hours a day, even on a good day, maybe longer, getting overtime just to make those bills because, your family needs food and the prices are out of control. The struggle is real. And yeah, maybe you made a lot of money 4 years ago, but that money just doesn't go as far as it does or as it used to. So you wanted Donald Trump so you can feed your damn kids. And the celebrities are like, well, I make $10 million talking. And so you should listen to me. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. That being said, I want to ask you guys something very important. You know, we've been told our entire lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, which everyone knows Beverly Hills is top for, beauty advice, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Now, we said recently that Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices so that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. It's almost like Photoshop for your face. It's pretty damn good. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. Lake told reporters that his personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. If this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled knowing I helped Dr. Lake. Now, the video since has gone viral, and at first it was shared by users on Facebook and gotten 2.3 million views. So check it out today at bhmd1.com/pundit. That's bhmd1.com/pundit. Check it out. Links on the screen and the description to get rid of those wrinkles today. Now, that being said, breaking, we have amazing news coming out of the election. Arizona and Nevada were called for Trump, giving Trump 312 electoral votes and a clean sweep of all battleground states and the popular vote. They said that Kamala Harris was brat. If you don't know what that means, that's good. But they said she was brat because of Charlie XCX, some singer who makes great music, but I don't care about her policies or her politics. It's supposed to be that, she was going to win. She was sassy. Well, I mean, I guess not winning a single battleground state and literally losing the popular vote in the Electoral College is not exactly brat, as in it's not winning. Check this out. Jim Hoff reports, look at that map, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that map. That is sexy. Some people are turned on by the curves of a woman. Others, if you're a woman, may be turned on by the muscles of a man. I'm just weird when I see a country lit up red like that on election night. And hey, you know what? Won't get into the details, but I think I got my eyes looking, and I'm pretty pleased with what I see. Many of you know, Nevada and Arizona were called for President Trump late on Tuesday, 2 days after the 2024 presidential election. The Republican Party of Arizona broke the news. President Trump wins Arizona. Thank you, real Donald Trump, for stepping back into the ring. You never gave up on us, and we will never give up on you. Thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. Let the golden age begin. Trump wins. Now, the decision desk made the call on Wednesday night. He's projected this to win Arizona. He's now at 312. Now, what's really insane about this, look, I'll be honest. There was a season there where I was very black-pilled, which means I'd lost hope. And many of you might have done that too. Because remember the same people who said that we were going to, clear 2020 were saying that about this election. So a lot of them lost credibility. They just say whatever you guys want to hear. I'm in the weird position where I can't just say what people want to hear because I feel like that goes against my moral, directive to try to speak truth to life. And I was honest with people. I said, they may have something cooked up. I did know that people everywhere were supporting Donald Trump, but there's like 15, 20 million votes I think we're missing from the last election, somewhere around that, which means that was during the mandatory mail-in voting in all of the states. I think that they cooked up millions of fraudulent votes. That's my personal opinion. I don't think Biden was the most popular president in history, but according to the records, Biden is the most popular in all of history. Isn't that remarkable? It really does blow my mind. But Trump supporter Elon Musk weighed in on this wonderful news, saying Arizona just declared for real Donald Trump, making it a clean sweep of all swing states. Massive red wave success. It is beyond a landslide as Republicans won presidency, popular vote, Senate majority, House majority, state governor majority, state legislator majority. And we have a few more of that there. He goes on, the few states that didn't go red are mostly ones without voter ID requirements. Must be a coincidence. This is an extremely clear mandate from the people for significant change. Now, if you can bring that off the screen here for a second, one of the best parts about this election, and I think my producer here, would know about this, was how many more people have switched to being a Republican. Now, the reason why I say that's good is because whether we like it or not, there are changing demographics in our country. It's happening. We can thank Ronald Reagan and his terrible amnesty policies for literally destroying that. And if you wish that we were less Hispanic and less Asian, that maybe we just kept to be black and white like we were previously, well, black Americans are too busy killing their children in abortion clinics to ever increase in actual population size. That's not even a racist remark. That's true. But look at California. Check out this electoral map here. On the left, you have 2020 by counties, and San Bernardino County, Riverside County went red. And so, you know, I'm from Los Angeles, right there. You see it in the lower left-hand corner, which we all know is, you know, disgustingly liberal. But that's a massive increase in going red. And I think that shows where our country's heading. Some people said that, you know, it would be better if Trump lost because then people would be more sick of things and then eventually we would win. I don't think there would be another election. I don't think we could possibly win when they gave amnesty to the the illegals, and then we lose all the swing states. But I digress. Take it or leave it. That being said, it begins, guys. The resistance is here. Anti-Trump protests break out nationwide as distraught leftists lash out at a landslide victory, Ben Q reports. It turns out here that less than 24 hours after his incredible political comeback, protests against Donald Trump have broken out across the country. Despite Trump and the Republican Party winning the election in an indisputable landslide, many Democrats and leftists are finding themselves unable to accept the results. Now, demonstrations have consequently broken out in cities across the country, but most notably in Chicago, where thousands appeared outside Trump Tower to express their disgust. Massive Trump protest underway. We have the footage here. Check this out. Here is the protest. Well, look, we have the exact same remarks. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. I used to be a journalist on the field, and I used to go to these full time, like for a living. And it actually, that's kind of how I got my job in general, was just covering these things. But, you know, what's a surprise? Everyone's lame on the left. They suck. And I mean, this is such a family-friendly show. You know, I have a podcast called Slightly Offensive, very politically incorrect. Very offensive, actually. It's more like extremely offensive. But on this show here, I keep it very clean. And I'm going to say this. You know, these people are mentally retarded. And I'm sorry to people who are offended by that, but that's just the truth, right? These leftists have lost their minds, and I feel like there's no redeeming them. Speaking of that, the Gateway Pundit reports they've already tried it a couple of times, and they'll try it again between now and inauguration. Job number one is for Trump to stay alive. General Flynn warns of another assassination attempt, which I do believe is credible. General Michael Flynn joined Steve Bannon on Wednesday following President Trump's massive victory in the 2024 presidential election on Tuesday. Not only did President Trump win re-election, but Republicans also took to the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives. On Wednesday morning, Steve Bannon invited General Michael Flynn on the War Room to discuss the election results and the important next steps for President-elect Donald Trump. In 2017, General Flynn, President Trump's former national security advisor, spoke with his old friend Steve Bannon, who was President Trump's chief strategist in 2017 when Trump entered the White House. Little did these men know that there was an elaborate plot to take down President Trump before he entered office. The plot was hatched by a top member of Obama's regime, including Barack Obama himself. Obama has the great distinction of being the first U.S. president to actively spy on and attempt to bring down his successor. This is who Obama is. Barack surrounded himself with loyal and dishonorable partisans like FBI Director James Comey, CIA Director John Brennan, and DNI James Clapper. These men committed horrendous acts in the attempts to overthrow the democratically elected president. Now, we have the video for you here, which I'll play in just a moment. But I think one of the most important things that we talk about is that when we interview this, like people like Flynn, they've been around long enough to know exactly what's going on. And many of you know that now more than ever has been the most important moment in history to actually support our health and to be real men. But unfortunately, there's a war on our food, right? Most guys even think that their testosterone is being drained by aging, bad genetics, or maybe even a lack of exercise. But what if I told you that's not the case? In fact, the real culprit is something you're likely eating every day. And here's the shocking part. It's something that you've always been told is healthy. This one food has been scientifically shown to devastate testosterone levels, and most men have no idea it's not junk food. It's not even sugar. It's something way more unexpected, and just eating it a few times a week is enough to wreak havoc on your testosterone, drain your energy, and crush your motivation. But here's the good news. If you cut this one thing out right now of your diet, you completely transform the way you feel. Our friends at V-Shred have seen it firsthand with their clients, and guys who stopped eating it are building muscle, burning fat, and feeling more energized than they have in years. It's truly incredible how quickly things can change once you know what to avoid. And V-Shred and the team behind cutting-edge fitness and nutrition strategies has created a video that reveals exactly what the testosterone-killing food is. You can unlock your body's true potential by watching it right now at sculptnation.com/gateway. That's SCULPTNATION.com/GATEWAY. Go to the link in the description to get your testosterone back to where it needs to be. Stop doing the things that are destroying it. Go to sculptnation.com/gateway today to get control of your testosterone. Check out this interview here with General Flynn on Steve Bannon. Watch.
Talk to us about your tweet. Why did you send it out? What is your message? How's it tie into what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, number one, Steve, the enemy has a vote, right? On the battlefield, in warfare, you can never discount your opposition. And in this case, the enemy has a vote. So I did not see that Politico article. But what they're doing, we've seen this movie before. They are setting up essentially another scenario to basically stop Trump dead in his tracks as he tries to go back in and govern a second time. And one of the things that he's going to have to do, and that's why I say, like, great victory last night. I mean, I'm hoarse because of all the talking and the podcast and all that stuff. But that was just, like I say, it's D-Day +1, folks. In order to achieve the victory that we need to achieve to get this country back on the rails, because we're still off the rails, is we have to fight through and understand what these people are going to do in the next 2.5 months. Trump ought to put maximum pressure on people like Speaker of the House Johnson, and the plan to go in on day one. And I ain't talking about, Steve, I remember your whiteboard where you had listed everything on there, the promises made, promises kept whiteboard, I call it. And this is beyond that. Day one, Trump takes the reins of government as the president of the United States. There has to be immediate action, right? Immediate action drills, we call them in the military. And some of those are going to have to be, and so these are things that are going to have to be planned and strategized between now and then. But these are things like going in and eliminating whole cloth people that are in senior executive positions, senior intelligence positions. Most people in America have no idea what's called a HQE, or highly qualified experts, that are people that are hired. And this administration is going to hire a bunch of people just like Obama did, stick them into key slots, and they're going to block and tackle, every single day. Those people have to be eliminated. I mean, taken out at the knees, dismissed, take their clearances away, take their badges away, and tell them, thank you for your service, you're done. And that has to happen literally on the Friday of Trump taking over. Never mind just starting the deportation campaign. That's going to take, it's going to take some time to get through all that. That's not going to happen over a 3-day weekend. That's going to take time to do the kinds of things that we need to do.
Right, and it is going to take time. So we pray for Trump's safety, that he would not be left without a paddle upstream. I just want to go ahead and say this last story here. This is huge. Trump leads in Real Clear Politics averages for first time. Numbers are exceptional, better than with Hillary and Joe Biden. For the first time in memory, President Donald Trump leads Democrat radical Kamala Harris in the Real Clear Politics polling averages leading into Election Day, and that led to his victory. So what I wanted to explain from this was we saw that happen, right? That was fundamental. Take this off the screen for a second. We saw that happen. And what that led to is it led to a huge sweep inside of our country to where people are realizing that, look, we want Donald Trump to be our president. And he started out by creating these response videos of what he's going to do in office. And it's absolutely insane. Check this out. Here it is.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination.
Right. That is amazing. We're so happy with where our country's headed. If you're excited too, let us know down below because the fight doesn't stop. We already see some Senate races possibly being stolen. There's huge problems at that level because they're going to try to roadblock Trump so that we don't win the Senate. We don't have the House. It's getting crazy. Shout out to Sam Brown, to Tim Sheehy and others who won their races. And we're still praying that there's a recount with Eric Hovde and others who seem like they were maybe rigged against. My name is Elijah Schaffer. Shout out to our sponsors. Don't forget to check them out below and sign up for our mug club at thegatewaypundit.com. Have a great rest of the week as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out. If you would like to get it to I'd like to get it to